I read an old essay last night in the New York Times by a writer named Benjamin Nugent, an accomplished writer, a great writer, but he wrote this: "When being a good writer was my only goal in life, I made the quality of my work the measure of my worth. And for this reason, I wasn't able to read my own writing well. I couldn't tell whether something I had just written was good or bad because I needed it to be good in order to feel secure. I lost the ability to cheerfully interrogate myself, to see what was actually on the page rather than what I would have liked to have seen on the page or what I feared to see on the page. In other words, when you make anything your identity, when you make your career your identity, or a particular body your identity, or a particular love relationship your identity, those things stop being good things and they start to crush you. In other words, I wanted to write, and that's a good thing. But when the writing was my identity, when I made the quality of my work the measure of my worth, and I couldn't actually look at it realistically, and I certainly couldn't handle any criticism, that's when my identity crisis began." I mean, that's honest, super honest. He's talking about a skill, a work, a gift, but we could apply that in 1,000 different ways. I have to be the best mom. I have to get married if I'm going to count. I have to have children. I have to be desired and loved. I have to have the esteem of someone that I esteem. I want the affection of this particular person. I need the affection. I need to be more important to this person than that person is. I mean, we do this all the time. When you feel, and his last line was so incredibly powerful, when your identity is misplaced the way he describes here, you're almost unable to handle any kind of correction or criticism. You can't handle it. When you feel the impulsive need to defend yourself against any and all criticism, it's proof that you've built your identity on needing to be right, needing to be good, needing to be better, needing to be a winner, needing to be thought of in a particular way. We are, oh my gosh, are we defensive? I mean, we are amazingly defensive. As I've said before, we are all amazing judges when it comes to the flaws of other people and amazing attorneys when it comes to our own flaws, self-defense attorneys. But the fact of the matter is that no identity is secure unless it's built on God's never-ending love for you. Because building your identity on anything less than that is like building your house on the sand, chasing after the wind. So this is kind of the way I landed yesterday. What we want, what I want, and I think it's probably what you want too. I think it's what we all want. What we want is the adoration of someone we esteem. We want to be noticed and loved by someone important, someone impressive, someone that we look up to. And the gospel declares that we have been. The gospel announces that you have nothing to compete for, that everything you're trying to win has already been won for you. Attention, approval, affection, validation, worthiness, freedom from the pressure of competition happens when we realize the thing we are competing for has already been secured for us. It's the entire purpose of Jesus coming and bridging the gap between us and God. He came to secure for us what we have tried and tried and tried for thousands of years to secure for ourselves, to no avail. And as this good news begins to grip your heart more and more, your need to win weakens. And when your need to win weakens, the things that matter most in life get stronger. Your relationships get stronger. You don't need to win this moment. You don't need to win this conversation. You don't need to win over here or over here. You don't need to get in the last word. You don't need to bring the conversation back to yourself, your own pains or your own successes. You don't need to do that. You're free from that. So as your need to win weakens, the things that matter most in life get stronger and stronger and stronger. You begin to feel freer to celebrate others, to encourage other people's success, to defer, to admit that you're not everything you want other people to think you are. That's incredibly freeing. So, the good news is this. Because Jesus was strong for us, we're free to be weak. Because Jesus succeeded for us, we're free to fail. Because Jesus won for us, we're free to lose. All of the meaningful competition that needed to happen has. And the spoils, the victory of that win are inherited by us because someone else ran the race.